In this video we're going to test the speed of the Coilspring versus the Longspring traps. Both are region number 5s, so the exact same jaw size, just the difference in the springs. But before we do this, I'm going to show the main difference, practical difference, in us setting the traps. As you can see, the Coilspring is very easy to set. All I have to do is put my weight on it, and it sets really easy. With the Longspring, it's pretty much impossible for me to set by myself, unless you compress one spring at a time. Anyway, what we're going to do is film the traps triggering on a high-speed camera at 600 and 1200 frames a second. That'll allow us to time it to better than a millisecond, and we can see which closes the fastest. Both these traps are brand new, so straight from the factory, and still have their factory oils on them. And as you can see, the Coilspring closes quite a lot faster. Actually, it's about 26% faster, so 23 milliseconds compared to 32 milliseconds. This time it was recorded at 1200 frames a second, so it's a bit more precise. The Longspring gained a little bit of speed here, 28 compared to 22 milliseconds, though the Coilsprings stayed about the same speed. Maybe that means it's a bit more consistent as well. So the timer's been started as soon as the dog moves, which is just the latch that holds the jaws down. Since the Coilspring was consistently fast, I thought maybe the Longspring is stronger, so it wouldn't be as affected by weight on the jaws. The speed wouldn't slow down as much. So what I did was lay some steel RHS across the jaws to simulate it coming up through the ground and see if that makes a difference. So with that test we effectively doubled the close time, but the relative difference between the two is the same. To put these speeds in perspective, the frame rate of your TV is about 30 frames per second, which means it's 33 milliseconds per frame. So both of these traps are going from fully open to fully closed within the space of one frame of your TV. Since the Coilspring is so much easier to set, you might ask why it's so much faster. Well, it has a mechanical advantage. Where your foot contacts the spring is further away from the fulcrum than where it contacts the jaws. So where the Longspring will always take more force to set than what can possibly be applied to the jaw, the Coilspring is the opposite. More force is applied to the jaws than what you're using to set it. Anyway, I'm sure closing speed is not the only important factor of a trap, so if you want to debate anything, comments below, but for me the Coilspring wins.